Hello and welcome back to another special episode of Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy. The Cubs finally pulled off a big move. I didn't think it was going to happen, but they traded for Edward Cabrera, who still has 3 years of club control. He is not eligible to be a free agent until 2029. However, he is eligible for arbitration this year. So the Cubs traded three prospects. Owen Casey, their number one prospect, although I think he's probably closer to the two, but that's not my domain, obviously. Edgardo De Leon and Christian Hernandez. Christian Hernandez is the number 11 prospect. De Leon is not ranked in the top 30 at all. He's only had a couple of years under his belt, is 18 years old, was signed out of the Dominican as an IFA. Not highly touted, certainly not highly touted like Christian Hernandez. Hernandez stings a little bit, but it is my opinion as a middle infield guy who I don't think profiles great as a shortstop, possibly average wise. The Cubs value defense immensely, and probably would have translated to third base or second base pretty decent, but he doesn't have a ton of power. He has plenty of speed. That'll be interesting to see. These are two guys, actually all three guys that we'll want to follow and see how it goes. But I truly think this was the right deal. Casey is a great potential to be a great player. He's a really great prospect, in my opinion. I really like him, but there's a lot of question marks about whether or not he can make enough contact in the major leagues because he struggled with that at every level. He has struck out quite a bit. He has brought that down in AAA before he came up this year in 25. But I think that the questions very much still remain, and they should. We'll see. Like, he's only projected to have the projections on Fangraphs 280 at bats, 9 home runs, a 237 batting average. I mean, in a WRC plus of 103, and average again is 100. So I think he's going to do better than that. But that's just my 2 cents about what he's projected to do, and I think that matters. Edward Cabrera is a guy who has all kinds of talent, and if you've seen him pitch, you see that talent on display. His big hubbub, he's had 5 years in the majors. 21 was just kind of a cup of coffee. The last 4 years, he's had a lot of injuries. In 2021, he had 7 starts. 22 had 14. In 23 and 24, he had 20 starts. And in 25, he had his career high of 26 starts with only 137 innings. That's my hang up. Don't get me wrong. I am excited about this. I think that there's huge upside here. But I also think it's a risk. But I think it's a good risk, and it's time for the Cubs to make that big risk. Or that good risk. He had a ERA of 3.53 this past year, an expected ERA of 3.99 if you factor in Parks. His FIP was 3.83 and an expected FIP of 3.62. He had a 2.0 WAR in only 26 starts. If the Cubs can figure out a way to get him to harness some of that and stay healthy, they've got themselves a really good player here. His control has gotten better as well. His walk rate in 21 was 15.8, and that has gone all the way down at 25. He had a walk rate of 25.3 with a strikeout rate of 25.8. This guy has got a devastating slider or changeup. I'm sorry. He's got a really good changeup that is his out pitch. He's got a good fastball at 97 miles an hour. I think it averaged 97. I'm trying to go find out real quick. Yes, averaged 97 miles an hour. a sinker that averaged 96.8, slider 88.5. He has a curveball and that changeup. That changeup, I'm telling you, is devastating. And I'll have more stats trying to explain some of that later on. But I just want to come on and talk about how excited I think this is, how huge I think this is for the team. He has a ground ball rate of 46.6. The Cubs need a guy who can do this. They needed a starter to go with Cade Horton and or Justin Steele and be those frontline guys. I'm going to also repeat. I think that Shota Imanaga is really going to bounce back this year. I have high expectations. I don't know that he's going to do what he did in 24. I'm not saying that, but I think he's going to be what I've always thought he is a guy that was in the middle of what 24 was and 25 was. 24, I think, was his career year. But I love Shota Imanaga. I'm excited about what the Cubs have and the depth that they now have with the starting pitching. And I was shocked at what they had to give up. I thought that it would take more. I thought it would take Casey, Jonathan Long, and Rojas, who is the 1 6, I believe. Let me double check. Nope, 1, 7, and 4 prospects. That's what I thought this was going to take for a guy with the upside that he has and 3 years of control. I can't believe that we got him for what we gave up. And I honestly, and I think a lot of people, pundits, experts, also are shocked at what the Cubs were able to get him for. I feel like, on paper, with the talent that Cabrera has, they got a steal here. Even if Casey goes off, even if Casey plays really well, he's supposed to. To get really good, you have to give up really good. Why don't people understand that? I think Casey will be good, but I don't think he's going to be as good as Moises Ballesteros. I think Ballesteros is the right guy that they should have kept. Not everybody's going to agree with that. I get that he's limited defensively. He will probably be the primary DH against right-handers, and I'm okay with that. We need to find another backup outfielder who can play right field and play it well. Really, ideally, they play all three positions. But again, we'll go in more into that. This was more about Edward Cabrera and giving up Casey. I hate giving up Casey, but I'm really, really excited about this, especially considering the price that we had to give up. And I think that the other caveat is they better go after a bat now, like a high-profile bat. I'm not huge on Bregman, but he would make this team better right now. I don't think he makes this team better in 4 or 5 years, though. Guys who I think could, if you could try and go get Tucker again, I don't think that happens. I'm really holding out hope that they come to their senses and Tom opens the checkbook and they go get Bo Bichette, because Bo Bichette would fit great with this team. And listen, folks, I'm huge on Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw can be a super utility guy and play a role like Ben Zobrist did in 2016. Nobody hated on the fact that he played a lot. Matt Shaw can still play a lot, have a huge impact, and show why he belongs in the starting lineup going forward, and still have a huge role. This team will be so much better if Matt Shaw is quote unquote off the bench in a super utility role, because that kid is great. And I think the way he transitioned to third base, there's no reason to believe he can't play any position and play it well. No reason at all. I'm excited about what this does for the team, and I hope that the Cubs use this and use that money that they didn't sign a starting pitcher for and use it to help complete this team with another impact bat. Holy crap, I'm excited about the possibility. Let's see if they do it. Tell me your thoughts, boys and girls. Leave some comments. Have a great day, and let's go Cubs.